Imagine waking up before sunrise, long before most of the world even begins to stir. No rushing alarms, no frantic morning chaos, no glowing phone screens. Just silence. Deep, uninterrupted silence. This is how the day begins for many nuns. For centuries, people have been fascinated by the lives of women who choose religious life. Some imagine constant prayer. Others imagine isolation. Some think it is a life of strict rules and endless quiet. But what do nuns actually do all day? What fills their hours? What shapes their routine? And perhaps the most surprising part, is their daily life really as different from ours as we assume? Stay with this journey carefully, because by the end, you may discover that the rhythm of a nun's life is both deeply unique and strangely relatable. The day for many nuns begins early. Very early. Often in darkness. This early rising is not about discipline alone. It reflects a deeper spiritual idea. Beginning the day with God before the noise of the world enters the mind. There is something powerful about those first quiet moments. A stillness that feels almost sacred. The first major part of the day is prayer. But this is not casual or occasional prayer. It is structured, communal, and deeply rooted in tradition. Many nuns gather with their community to pray together at specific points throughout the day. This shared prayer creates unity. A sense of moving through the day as one body rather than as individuals. Imagine a chapel filled with soft light. No chatter. No distractions. Just voices rising together in calm rhythm. Prayer is not simply an activity in a nun's life. It is the framework that holds everything else. After morning prayer comes something surprisingly ordinary. Daily tasks. Despite common assumptions, convent life is not detached from practical responsibilities. Buildings must be cleaned. Meals must be prepared. Laundry must be done. Gardens must be tended. Administrative work must be handled. Like any household, a religious community functions through shared effort. This is one of the first major misconceptions to dissolve. Nuns do not spend the entire day in mystical silence. They work. Constantly. Some nuns teach in schools. Imagine classrooms filled with students, laughter, questions, and learning. These sisters may spend hours preparing lessons, grading assignments, guiding young minds. Their life may look surprisingly similar to that of any dedicated educator. Other nuns work in hospitals or care centers. Imagine long corridors, patients needing comfort, families seeking reassurance. These sisters serve not only through professional skill but through presence. Calm, patient, compassionate presence. Some nuns work in missions, often in challenging environments. Imagine remote villages, limited resources, daily uncertainty. Their days may be filled with service, travel, teaching, caregiving. Then there are contemplative nuns. Their life follows a very different rhythm. These sisters remain mostly within the convent or monastery, dedicating themselves primarily to prayer. But even here, work remains essential. Prayer and work intertwine continuously. This balance is not accidental. It reflects an ancient spiritual principle. That ordinary tasks can become sacred when done with intention. Washing dishes. Preparing meals. Caring for spaces. These actions are not seen as distractions from spiritual life. They are expressions of it. Midday often brings another period of communal prayer. A pause. A resetting of focus. In a world defined by constant movement, this deliberate interruption feels striking. The day is not allowed to drift into busyness without recollection. After prayer, work resumes. But work inside religious life carries a slightly different atmosphere. Less driven by competition. Less shaped by personal ambition. More oriented towards service and responsibility. Community life plays a central role throughout the day. Unlike modern culture, which often emphasizes independence, convent life is deeply communal. Meals are shared. Prayer is shared. Work is shared. Silence is often shared. This shared living creates both beauty and challenge. Imagine living with the same group of people every day. No escape into private isolation. No drifting away when tensions arise. Community requires patience, forgiveness, understanding. Small acts of kindness repeated daily. In many ways, this becomes one of the most transformative dimensions of religious life. Learning to live peacefully with others in close proximity. Afternoons may vary greatly depending on the community's mission. Teaching, writing, administration, caregiving, craft work, study, service. Yes, study. Many people overlook this aspect entirely. Nuns often dedicate significant time to reading, learning, reflection, theology, scripture, education, professional development. Religious life does not mean intellectual stagnation. In many cases, it involves continuous formation. Evenings bring another shift in rhythm. Work gradually slows. Prayer returns as the day's closing anchor. Imagine a chapel again. Dim light, quiet voices, a sense of completion. Reflection on the day. Gratitude. Examination of thoughts, actions, intentions. This daily reflection shapes interior awareness. Before rest, silence deepens. Silence holds a very different meaning inside convent life. It is not emptiness. It is space. Space for thought. Space for prayer. Space for rest from mental noise. Modern life rarely allows this kind of quiet. Now consider something surprising. Emotional life. Many people imagine nuns as emotionally detached or distant. But religious life does not erase human experience. Nuns experience joy, frustration, humor, fatigue, friendship, struggle, like anyone else. They laugh. They share stories. They build deep bonds of companionship. Their lives are not defined by absence of humanity, but by a different orientation of it. Why structure the day so carefully? Why repeat prayer at fixed intervals? Why embrace routine so strongly? Because rhythm shapes consciousness. In a world of constant distraction, structured rhythm creates stability. Predictability reduces mental noise. Repetition deepens awareness. This rhythm becomes a form of spiritual training. Prayer anchors the mind. Work disciplines the body. Community refines the heart. Each day becomes both ordinary and deeply meaningful. Different communities live this pattern in different ways. Active sisters move constantly through society. Contemplative sisters cultivate deeper enclosure. Teaching orders focus on education. Service orders focus on care. Yet beneath variation lies a shared foundation. Prayer, work, community, reflection. The differences between convent life and ordinary life are real. But so are the similarities. Responsibility, relationships, fatigue, growth, purpose. Perhaps the most striking difference lies not in activities but in intention. Every part of the day carries deliberate meaning. Nothing is treated as accidental or trivial. Even small actions acquire depth. Understanding this daily rhythm transforms perception. The life of a nun is not defined by mystery alone, nor by isolation, nor by endless prayer detached from reality. It is a life of balance. Silence and service. Structure and flexibility. Prayer and work. Individual devotion and shared existence. Why does this life continue to attract women across generations? Because different hearts seek different forms of meaning. Some seek family life. Some professional achievement. Some creative expression. Some religious vocation. Religious life represents not rejection of the world, but a different way of engaging with it. A different rhythm. A different focus. A different understanding of purpose. When viewed from the outside, convent life may appear distant or unfamiliar. But closer reflection reveals something deeply human. A search for meaning. A search for peace. A search for a life shaped by intention rather than distraction. If this exploration helped you see religious life with greater clarity, consider reflecting on this question. What part of a nun's daily rhythm surprised you most? The work? The structure? The silence? The sense of community? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more clear and engaging journeys into faith, history, and hidden dimensions of life, like the video, subscribe, and remain part of the next conversation.